Right. He's ready after the heartbeat. Right, after the heartbeat.
Oh, no.
Right, who's going first?
Him, and then you.
I thought we were all doing
Oh,
it.
I
right?
thought you it was right. Okay.
Right. Can you do it now?
Meow.
Hi everybody, welcome to episode.
That
works.
To go.
Okay, let's do it again.
Right,
Let's do it again.
After the. Right.
Oh,
There's been a contamination. This is a podcast of the dead. Do I still look dead?
got that out my system.
Do I look deader?
Yeah, dead right.
Dead.
You look like a
I'm actually
zombie.
starting to sweat, so my dead's going to be disappearing soon. I'm coming back to life. By the end of this
Run down your
podcast,
face.
And
I will be alive again.
In the comments, guess what we're dressed as. We're just going to keep it pretty vague.
I still don't know what you're supposed to be.
What are you meant to be?
Calm down, Uncle Fester.
Yours kind of looks like it should be a woman's costume.
He's getting hay boobs.
I got.
No, I just
they're
really
in
like
here. They're in here.
I don't know.
It's I've got the hat. Where did I put the hat? Fine, the hat will give it away.
Harry's kind of leaning back a wee bit there.
Yeah, he's chilling like a villain. See, I'm a Viking, but I felt as if the hat wasn't authentic enough because they never had horns.
Did they not?
No, they didn't. They had like proper armor. You know, they weren't yaks and stuff like that. They were like proper.
I don't remember the Vikings.
Oh,
No.
Not that old.
No,
Rachel,
what is that? I don't even know what century.
Frequently refers to me being old, but
What century even is that?
I forgot to put my gloves on, actually, with my claws on.
Anyway,
So
so
you can't control
sorry.
the heartbeat with the gloves on.
yeah, I'll just
So welcome to episode 6, our Halloween episode prior to our special Halloween
welcome.
episode in the Old Swan. So just to recap, so we're going to the Old Swan next week to film with a paranormal investigation team. I've got 2 phobias in life, right?
Is that not Tuesday coming?
Yes,
Oh,
but it's going out on Sunday.
But that's next Tuesday, because that is
It'll
the
be
next
Sunday.
Tuesday. Or do you think?
Yeah, so we're filming it on Tuesday, but it'll go out on Sunday.
We'll come back to this later.
So this one will go out on this Sunday, and then Tuesday's go out next Sunday.
So it's not this Tuesday.
No,
Yes,
we're filming it on this Tuesday.
All right.
It'll go out next
It's going out
Sunday.
next Tuesday. I knew that.
20. There we
Set
go.
the
Just
27th. This one goes in,
Rewind.
This one goes out the 20th.
I cannot keep up track.
I know
that's
it's
going on
all
in my life.
quite a fast pace.
Between charity songs and other YouTube stuff, and
We're all mentally, but it's
I mean, I am as dead as I look inside.
so.
Rachel, help.
So we were going to be in the coats, but we just kind of thought the coats has no ghost presence, and we know that it's been documented. There's nothing died in the coats of notability to have such a decent paranormal company come along, the Scottish Ghost Company. So we were going to have Jacqueline to come on and talk about our very well documented ghosts in the Swan pub. But we just thought, well, why just not do it in the Swan pub? Now, I've been in this cellar.
idea.
Now, as I said, I got 2 phobias. I don't like people dressed up. You know, like weird. You know, like. Say I was at Disney and there was Mickey Mouse behind me. I got a wee bit anxious. I don't know who's in the suit, and they're quite spontaneous.
I know what you mean.
Freaks me out.
Yeah.
But I used to watch too much X-Files when I was younger, and I was quite into paranormal. And wrote. And once me and 7 friends, I had a book called Ghosts and How to See Them, and I wrote to the author of the book because we were going to do a ghost hunt, and they were talking about like thermometers and stuff like that. But we were only like 11, and our parents didn't let us. So I had a kind of morbid fascination with ghosts. So I have a freaky thing about ghosts. I'll need to tell you about the time that my wife's friend was possessed.
Oh my God.
Are we going to be doing this like Most Haunted?
Yeah. It's
Am I going to follow them with the camera and get some radio mics and the ghost?
Obviously,
hunters?
my wife being Egyptian is the land of the jinns that are in jewellery. And she always says that there's beliefs that if you love yourself in the mirror too much, you'll get possessed with. I hope she's all right with me telling a story. And she's not really one for winding MD up, right? So we back in the day had a Halloween party, and I had I wasn't sure if a lot of people were going to show up, so I got lots of off-cut mirrors and I put them in the hallway to look as if there was more people than there was. And I had UV lights and I had smoke machines and strobe lights. I went too far, like I do.
I saw I'm caught.
Oh, it's dragging her under. It's under the table. Ah! Save her.
I've got my cable caught in my heel thing.
Do you want me to get it for you?
Anyway, so in this cupboard, I had this smoke coming out, and I had sound effects. I had like a blood curdling scream, and she said, "I don't like that." I was like, "What?" I said, "She doesn't like the scream, right?" And it took me a while to get. And this is pieced out over the 18 years of us being married. But our friend was possessed for 3 years, and she was in the room when the imam was doing the exorcism. And apparently, everything you can imagine, the bed moving, and apparently she could tell you other conversations in the other room. And apparently it was a prince that had possessed her, Egyptian prince.
Wow.
And the prince had then obviously been buried with all these slaves. So in the living room there was a member of the slaves next to every family member, kind of draining them of their energy, because that prince wanted to stain that person, and they were trying to make sure it didn't.
It sounds like something I watched on Netflix.
So she doesn't like talking about it, because
No,
you could imagine that's traumatizing AF, So this is over, as I said, over 18 years of our marriage, me slowly getting information out of her. So you get black magic police in Egypt. So you get equivalent of the Body Shop, but it's ground up body bits. So if you think your partner's cheating on you, then you just put some bits in his pocket, and his bits stop working. And we went to a engagement party, and somebody had pinched some money. So instead of going to the police, they went to one of these things, and they put things like tea leaves, and it showed the silhouette of the person. So yeah, it's a whole, it's equivalent of voodoo. But I guess our country's a bit more complex with distractions. So
Sounds quite freaky.
Yeah. So they got a good opening story for our Halloween special. So we got lots of spooky stories about Paisley. We've asked the Paisley community on the page to leave some comments. A whopping 88 comments to go through.
Yes, that's going to be a challenge.
But let's just did we talk about the Swan enough? So the Swan have a cellar, and a very spooky cellar. And apparently there's a room they just do not go in. It's that spooky. So that's the room we've been in. Oh. I'm freaked out. I'm a wee bit scary. I don't want to scared. I don't want to admit it. But
and how long are we going to be in this room for?
Well, how long we can handle.
Takes.
So I think we'll have a wee chat with the ghost the Scotland ghost company individuals, get a good understanding with them, because there will be there's a good partnership potential that we can do other things with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a wee chat with them until we're then ready to enter. And they, as far as I'm aware, they've got the equipment and stuff like that to then.
Are they called the Scottish Ghost Company?
The Scottish Ghost Company.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love it. Yvonne and David, and they're both coming along, and they're very excited.
Ooh, quite looking forward to this, actually.
Oh, so the only thing I have is you can't actually stand up straight because the cellar's quite small, so we're going to be ducking quite a bit. So it's going to be awkward from the beginning. We're going to be in a nice.
I'm going to just use the camera handheld. Make it a bit like.
I think what we do is maybe we'll all have our lights on and our mobile.
Don't need them.
Oh, okay, yes.
Going to take these.
Do you know
with
there's a Paisley?
they've got cold shoes on them, so they'll attach directly to the camera.
Oh, yes.
Do you know there's a group called the Paranormal Paisley?
Yes, I
There's
saw
a
that.
Facebook group, and I'm
So,
in it. But,
very much anybody that's
group you're not in?
admin do.
No, I don't think so. I'm a group for everything.
If I scratch there, am I scratching my dead off? I'm all right.
Resuscitation.
Right, okay. That iron brew's still.
I don't want my mixed milk. I'm trying not to drink my makeup off.
I'm trying to keep my iron brew down my throat and not up my nose.
But come on, 10 out of 10 for effort. Well, us too.
I was busy setting up.
He was busy.
All I could do was dead myself.
Right, so we got some stories. I looked at a wee bit of research into stories. So we all have a wee couple of stories. So, and what's haunted in Paisley. So we have maybe 6 or 7 that we're aware of, and then we'll see how we churn through the 88 comments of the community. So I just want to talk about the Abbey. So the Abbey has a well-known phantom monk that people have known. I've spoke to people that are aware of its presence. It's not a malevolent one, so it doesn't really throw anything, but they've definitely seen movement and stuff.
Okay.
There's an interesting story. Anne, Nelly, me and the man.
yeah.
But it would have looked pretty good. The way we would have done it would have looked legit. So, and anyway, so the second story is that in 1968 there was a storm. There was once a storm in Paisley in 1968. So in the west of Scotland, causing extensive damage.
It's always Gavin that triggers it, isn't
Yes.
it? It never fails.
Is that
Never.
voice?
It's always Paisley. It's
Trees were. Can I have the heartbeat?
Trees were uprooted and roofs were blown off, leaving the area looking devastated.
So at Paisley Abbey, there was no damage.
There was no damage done to the Paisley Abbey.
Apart from
What?
there's in the west wing where you see, you know, the door that you walk past.
Yes.
That's that stained glass window. The only thing that was blown in was Satan.
Oh.
Ooh.
When was that?
1968. So during the storm, the only damage at the Abbey was the window where the section was blown out, the damaged section replaced, and it's quite a distinct pink-coloured demon-esque looking thing. So it kind of stands out a wee bit. But that's the whole massive stained glass. It's the whole wall, and the only damage was Satan was blown in. Ooh.
Oh no, just when you
That
thought
one
it was
deserves
safe.
a heartbeat. It really does.
Exactly. There we go. That's what I've got. There we go.
I've got-
that spine-chingling story.
Anchor Mills.
Okay.
It's believed that haunted workers had died from industrial accidents in
Oh,
Anchor
yes.
Mills. Now, how long have they been flats for? Interesting to know if any residents
Yeah. That's a
that
good
actually
point,
live there can answer that question, or if anybody's felt anything spooky, interesting, weird, or
We don't have a
there's
figure for
something
the deaths, but apparently it would be
strange
quite a
that's
thing.
actually went on in the Anchor Mills. It'd be quite curious to find out if any residents have witnessed anything.
Yeah, and yes, definitely come forward if you would comment on this.
I mean, it's bound. You'd think there'd be something. I don't know.
So I had a great aunt that had a finger missing, so I wonder if there's fingers.
Also, Renfrewshire House.
What's the thing? Is it in the Adams family they have
The hand with his
what is-
fingers.
the cousin Is that the hand? Is that what-
Cousin,
Get to the point.
It's the noise. You practice that in the
My poor
mornings.
kids, my poor kids. You so, remember I showed you that one video of me getting a character? It's just too far. I just can't do anything normal.
We know.
I'm not ill, I'm cured.
Right, next. Renfrewshire House. Some
yeah.
still believe the ground on which the council offices stand is cursed.
Yes.
Now, I've not heard that myself, actually. But the building is said to be haunted with ghostly figures reported and bizarre disturbances. Again,
Yes.
people work in the place.
Uh-huh.
Has anyone witnessed anything? Or is it only I don't know. I've
my-
never heard of anything about ghosts in Renfrewshire House,
my
so that's
gr-
a new one to
So
me.
my gran was a cleaner. One of my grans was a cleaner in Renfrewshire House, and apparently there was like fish tanks and stuff like that. And where she cleaned and stuff, they had like a layer of fish tanks, whatever. Not related to the story. It's
Okay.
Context.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Well,
the
no,
fish
no,
all died,
no,
or
no, the
fish
mysteriously
just
died,
died
or
or-
jumped out of the water or something.
No, but she pointed out that there was strange goings on
and the bowels of the council.
not ghosts going on, not under.
Strange goings on.
Exactly.
I think, anyway, talking about witches, Rachel.
Yes. So I've got the curses of the witch's oak. So one description is that during the executions, a witch's oak was staked on one of the sites, and according to folklore, one of those condemned pronounced a curse on the town. And then years later, that was considered to be associated with further tragedies and lots of bad things that happened exactly within the town. And with Agnes Naismith, so she was the last execution in the witch trials, and it's Agnes that is said to have cursed the town upon her death.
Oh, she was the individual.
Yes.
Back in
And don't they say if the horseshoe is ever removed from the memorial, which there's a name for that, Gail told us, remember at the...
Oh yes.
I can't remember what it's called, it's with a T.
was there not a
Sorry,
period
Gail.
in the 70s or 80s that it was
70s, yeah.
removed?
Yes, and then...
And apparently loads of bad things happened in the town.
Yeah, and then they said the car factories closed and different things happened, and
So
they all...
we'll definitely get Gail on. That's a whole episode alone.
Oh, it's there's a lot to it.
Yeah, loads and loads of, and I think it's potentially one of the last hangings in Europe at Gallows Green, Our Witches. So
Yeah, you're right.
'cause-
I'm sure she's mentioned that.
yeah,
before,
because
about it being
our
one of the-
witches are like attached to Salem's Lot, credit us, and every other witch thing round the world credit us, and our witches, and it's all attached. So Gail's a fountain of knowledge for such things. So definitely get around and have a wee chat about that.
Back in 2017, maybe 2016, there was a walking tour in Paisley that ended up down at, is it Gallows Green?
Uh-huh.
Down there. And Sarah, my wife,
Uh-huh.
played Agnes Naismith. She was all dressed up.
Mm.
And because she was into all that, so she used to
Yeah.
go. I can't remember the name of the group now. That's a
Oh, be walking tours on wheels.
it
I
might
guess?
have been. It might have been.
That's
yeah.
the only one that done reenactments type.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. She was part of that. She loved it.
Les-
so she played Agnes.
Fairney.
Fairney,
Yeah.
yes. But it's amazing with the witch trials. I listened to other
That was who it was, yeah.
other podcasts other than this one, and they're American, and there was one. The series is called Morbid, and it's mostly about true crimes and things like that. And a lot of them are American, but they have one about the witch trials of Paisley.
Yeah, arguably
it's wow, yeah.
top 5 most important stories of Paisley. Yeah. Obviously, there's a humanitarian element to it. There were people, and
yep, absolutely.
but it's good to have a wee bit of folklore, a wee bit of mystery.
Yeah. Another one I've got here is about the White Lady of the Glenipher Braes. So, people say that there's a ghostly woman who roams the Braes at night, and many believe she was a bride who tragically died on her wedding day, while others believe she's in search of her lost child. So that's
quite sad.
The White Lady
really
of Glenipher
sad.
Braes.
The White Lady of Glenipher Braes.
I don't think I've heard of her, but if anybody has
seen
her or knows any more about her, then please let us know.
The problem I have with the whole ghosty thing is I was at a kid's party and a ghost showed up. I was having a good time in the swimming pool, and then it's always when it's dark and spooky and your mind's playing tricks. I want them to come. I want them to come normal times. I was having my breakfast, drinking my cup of coffee,
and a ghost appears.
appeared.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
also, they're always wearing they're monks or they're Victorian or Edwardian.
Yeah.
Are they ever wearing flares or a miniskirt or a shell suit or
from a 70s disco?
From a 90s guy who took too much.
Do we have like a punk ghost?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's always he was a Roman soldier.
I think there's been times that my wife's grandfather who used to smoke cigars, you would smell cigar smoke and stuff like that, but it's difficult. In this day and age, you think you would have a wee bit more evidence about such things?
I was thinking about this one pub.
I mean, obviously, we're going to put it to bed next week. We're going to be a believer or not believer.
Well, this is it. This the Blair Witch Project with Spring Mind. It's the Swan Ghost Project.
Oh, yes.
Could be our answer to the Blair Witch.
Equally excited and petrified in equal measure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what.
But then they say as well, some people are tuned into it, don't they?
Okay.
Spirits and things as well. And
yeah.
I sometimes have weird dreams about people that I know that have passed away, but I don't know them very well, and I always think,
oh, interesting.
What does that mean? Am I a messenger if I have to pass on a message? Or I dream about people I don't
Answer
even know who they
machine
are.
from the dead.
So it's sometimes it freaks me.
Maybe you are a
medium.
Maybe. I don't know.
Large or small.
And I was thinking, the pun machine was going in my head.
I was going to say a conduit for spirits. You're an unwilling conduit for spirits.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never kind of believed in it before, but then there's been a few things happened.
I'm uncertain.
That I've thought, it's too much of a coincidence.
I don't not believe, and I don't fully believe. I'm stuck in the middle. I really don't know.
I wasn't going to mention it.
What?
But when I was a wee guy, right, I watched too much X-Files. I was convinced there was a ghost in my room. Mm-hmm. So I don't know for how long. For a long period of time, I would sleep with my head wedged between the bed and the wall just to get the fresh air. But I refused to turn around and look at the black of the night. And I think that's where my phobia came from.
You're going to be alright State on Tuesday.
Genuinely. I had a friend.
He might be speechless.
I had a friend that...
the first time.
There was a girl that I knew, and I was in her room, and I was sleeping, and my arm was over her arm. She used to get... my arm was over her body. And she used to get night terrors. And there was this once that I woke up, and her eyes were up, and she was breathing heavily, and she was having a night terror. And I couldn't feel my arm. And I looked into the room, and there was the room was dark, but there was even a darker silhouette with red eyes in the room. And being in that scenario, I just had to say, go away, don't come back. I think I mentioned God somewhere, and God tells you to leave. I don't know. Just in that scenario of it. And it never came back. I don't know if she got them. She's never got them for a while, but... Does that story?
Oh, spooky. Yeah. But I used to... the farm I grew up in was in our family for generations. And
haunted cows
and
lying sheep.
But I used to feel things.
Poltergeist pigs.
But I just thought
spooky sheep. It's okay.
Char-grilled chicken.
Haunting hens. I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't think of any more now.
We're doing it different. A brunch machine.
But yeah, I used
Stinker.
to feel things. Someone stand behind me, or sometimes be in the phone, and you would hear that wee click in the phone as if somebody else was listening to your call. And I would say to my friend, "Oh, have you got someone in your house has picked up the phone?" No, nobody here either. And then it would click off. And I used to think sometimes
half an hour already.
But yeah, it was weird that I used to think there was someone sitting on my bed and stand back up again, and then never really thought any more about it. And then since I don't live there anymore, my brother moved into that house, and he said to me a few years ago, oh, I feel as if somebody sometimes sits in the bottom of my bed and stands up again. And I was like, oh, I used to always feel, but I never told anybody else because I just thought it was me, just imagining it or dreaming or, yeah. So
My wife with Egyptian culture would say that, you know how if you're sleeping and you get woke up, somebody says your name, she says, never reply to that.
well, that's another thing. I used to hear somebody saying
your name.
saying my name,
Yeah.
and I used to think I was dreaming. And then once I moved out, I would never ever hear it. So then I thought,
So there's
maybe
never
looking back,
reply to it.
now-
No, because you're open, you're susceptible to yourself. So there is this argument that aliens aren't real and it's really the aliens that we visit, that maybe they're dark entities or from multiple universes. And back in the day, they would be more. You know, the reason you say bless you when you sneeze because they think you were blasting your soul out. So you would say bless you just so goodbye.
I mean, maybe that's why I get so tired. Maybe aliens come and take me in the night, and I don't know, like abduct me and do experiments on me. I don't know.
Aliens of Paisley.
Who knows? Anyway, that's another
We're
story.
doing quite well. So let's move on to some comments.
Well, I think we're up in the 90s in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to break the seal, Craig?
Aye, we can do. Well, the very first comment is from Anne Webster. Thanks, Anne. The Grey Lady of REI. I remember the REI.
Oh,
I remember it well. In fact, it's some place that we should... I've always wanted to do a bit of urban exploring in the REI. It's a place... And I think we can do that as long as we go in with cameras and we leave the place as... as we found it.
I mean, there's certain elements.
Something that we can find out about in the future and maybe do something with. But the Grey Lady of REI, I don't know if I've heard of that one. Are you?
I mean,
Are you familiar?
I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be unusual to have a ghost in there, but I don't know who's going to be seeing it.
In fact, just to add to that, we've got a comment here from Jean Morrison. REH, old one, so obviously referring to the REI, worked with an ex-nurse in later years and was freaked by her stories. That's quite interesting.
Really?
Also a house in
Find out more.
Moncrief Street, as
So
my
do we-
mother
so
saw
do
a
we
man in a big lum hat standing inside the living room door.
Of the
Also
REI?
directly across from the old REI. There are flats. and
Do we
one
stay
up
the
said-
night? Do you think we should stay the night?
One up there is said to be haunted, apparently. Thanks for that, Jean.
Oh, there we go.
No, you go.
The old council offices were dreams. Oh, no, that's a controversial comment.
Yeah, that's why I'm reading them in advance. Yes.
Thanks, Fran Craig.
We've got Caroline Gormley, who's obviously a local artist. She said the Abbey Hotel. I worked in there nearly 30 years ago. It's a chambermaid, and you could feel someone watching you and following you from the room's corridor. I used to be terrified when I was there alone.
That sounds pretty good.
Just when you thought it was safe.
Stevie McLeod says upstairs at the old Burton's due to the Glen Cinema disaster.
Oh yes.
Which,
Oh, that would be a.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
it's so sad.
nothing
Yeah.
nothing more horrifying than
I mean,
children
I
ghosts.
have been
know.
upstairs and you can see, I think I've mentioned in the podcast before, you can actually see through the
Ceramics.
tiles, you
Yeah.
can see
Yeah.
the original.
Yeah.
You just wonder what it'd be like to be left up there overnight. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit...
So Joe Kearney says there were some spirits in the Tartan Rose, so I'm led to believe. I don't know if that's a pun.
I think that might be.
Joe Kearney, come on. Elia Murich. Oh no, sorry. Someone the Black Bull too. He said the Black Bull is definitely, or the Black Bull, the Bull Inn. Hopefully she's presuming the Bull Inn. The Bull Inn definitely has a notorious ghost that they know about. They spoke to me about. Yeah,
Oh, here's an interesting one. 3 Mannering Way in Foxbar, Fiona McLeod. I was born and raised in Foxbar, just an ordinary flat. I remember Mannering Way. There was Mannering Road and then Mannering Way. I lived there in the early 70s and experienced spooky things. I've always wondered if the other folk who lived there had similar experiences. Now, Mannering Way was all flattened, I think,
Right.
a wee while ago. But it's interesting. You don't think of just ordinary places, do you?
that's right. Yeah,
I always think of
guess
big old places or something that's hundreds of years
Yeah,
old,
old
but somebody
buildings,
to
don't you?
actually mention just a normal flat, you know.
Yeah.
What do we think makes a ghost an unresolved issue?
I think you need to be a proper believer to be. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
what-
People say they talk about unresolved issues or things that are left unsaid, and I don't know. I really don't.
And I think maybe they have a certain
Traumatic.
energy to reach out to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But they've only, I don't know why they just closed doors and. But we'll find out from Lynn and
Yeah,
David.
that'll be really interesting.
Going to give them a good grilling. The Watermill Hotel, it says Graham McGillan is definitely haunted. When I worked there was a few sightings of 2 different ghosts. One was a young lady, another was a woman in all black clothing holding her child. Ooh, seen by a few members of staff. Wow. Definitely make a list of all these.
Yeah, but if anybody is, when we're saying these, can relate to any of them, then obviously just contact us and let us know.
Kevin Lloyd's quite a decisive character. A quick and easy answer. Absolutely none.
Just saw
Well done, Kevin. We have an unbeliever.
Craig Simpson, our old house in St Ninians Road had ridiculous amount of paranormal activity. Oh, that sounds interesting.
I see here from Brian Paul Mulholland talking about I know it's not Paisley, but the Renfrew swimming bath. So that's
Yes.
it's a wee boy, isn't it? It's supposed to be.
Yes, and didn't that have a ghost paranormal company in to do that?
Yeah, I think they've done that. They do that every so often. People can go and they can pay and spend the night
Oh, I
there.
didn't know that.
Yeah, yep.
Ooh.
Harry Wilson, the castle and the loch between Foxbar and Glenburn is said to have a tunnel connecting with Paisley Abbey. That must be Stanley Reservoir Castle. It's said that
A tunnel connecting where, sorry?
one of the urban legends of one of the tunnels.
Uh-huh.
I mean, logistically, it's difficult to believe, but
Well, considering Foxbar's at an elevation that's quite a bit higher than the town
so
centre,
the,
you know.
saying that the Stanley Reservoir has a tunnel from it to Paisley Abbey. It said that a piper went down from the castle playing his pipes and eventually faded out, but the piper was never seen again and is often faintly heard playing.
Just when you thought it was safe to go.
If it's a good story, it gets a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Did we cover Graham Milligan? The Watermill Hotel is definitely haunted when I worked there.
yes.
Oh, did we say that one already? Sorry.
All right, I'm going to go at the bottom, like we said, because I'm not doing that. We had plans. I'm jumped to the bottom.
Well, I see somebody's mentioned the Old Swan is having a ghost night on the 27th of October.
The Old Swan? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
That's not us, no, because we're only there on Tuesday.
Oh, Lorna Shields, the tech block and canteen staff room block in Camp Hill. I went to Camp Hill School.
Oh, yes.
Were reputed to be haunted. The cleaners refused to work after dark after an incident, apparently. Wonder if the people in the houses built there have noticed anything. So that would be where Mockery Glen is, I think, in Foxbar, which is where the old Camp Hill School was. Or was it? There was a Mockery Primary School, Camp Hill School, and then they flattened the two of them and they built the new Glenifer High School down in the old playing fields where the old playing fields were for Camp Hill. But I don't ever remember any stories. I went into Camp Hill in the start of the 80s and left in 1989, so I don't remember any stories about
Definitely
that.
make a list of these and have a wee shot. Gary Wallace, there's a paranormal investigation at our White Hog Barracks on the 2nd of November, so we'll let you know. Yeah, Gary, if you keep us updated.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people they're mentioning Arnott's and Paisley as well, saying that they've experienced some stuff when they worked there. So again,
Aye.
flats there, isn't it? Well, pendulum and
Which
Well,
used
I'm
to be
in.
Cochrane's.
yeah.
I'm where the old flats used to be, not the,
Yeah.
the pendulum side, but
Loads of people saying aye.
basement at the West School, the West Primary. The right
yeah.
half of the West was bombed during the war, apparently. The old Paisley Baths, well, I remember going to the Paisley Baths. That was John McCutcheon. I don't know about the West School. I've not heard any stories about that either.
No.
Abbey Hotel. Melanie Conroy.
Sarah Jones has mentioned the Russell Institute. Do you know anything about that, Gavin? You've got lots of stories about the Russell Institute.
Well, we're actually going on a tour there. It's through the Paisley Heritage Group on the 4th, 3rd of November. So
my wife
I
doing
can
it?
ask. Yes, she's on it, and so is I think her sister and
no,
her aunt.
Or my sister. So my Aunt Shirley, Rania, my
Yes.
mother-in-law, and my wife.
Are they all on the tour, are they?
Nobody's
Yeah.
safe from our tours.
Yes, so that's good that they get to go because obviously they've got the.
Oh, Trudy Ritchie investigated Coatsmurray a few times and some unexpected things happened there. Oh, okay. The Heather from the Keg, our old cellar under the bar. It's creepy. So we definitely go under there.
Well, there's Jackie Macaulay Brody just mentioned the Old Swan Pub. We will be there. We're checking that one out.
Yeah. So these are all fantastic, everybody. William James Liberal Club. So definitely keep them coming, and we'll definitely be looking into a few of these. These are all. We'll compile a wee list, and see which we can get into. So I don't know what that look like. Every couple of months, doing a wee paranormal investigation somewhere.
Well, it sounds good.
I quite like the idea of that.
Yeah, David Cherry.
I want to
You
be.
mentioned David Cherry's in Arnott's.
There was a couple that mentioned Arnott's.
So he said that the stock room above the menswear and Smithfield Street had a ghost.
Where is Townhead Terrace?
I can think I've seen it somewhere on a sign, but I can't think.
Marie McNabb
Oh.
said 3 Townhead Terrace. My gran lived there most of her life. She was not alone.
I am not sure.
That's a heartbeat, that, isn't it?
Just thought it was safe to go to Townhead Terrace.
Oh
If I
dear.
was a taxi driver, I would know.
What's the embroidery mill?
Townhead Terrace.
Is embroidery mill? I don't know if
There's
it's
Jonathan Isaacs,
Mill.
Paisley Grammar and Ralston Primary School. allegedly are haunted.
Oh, Townhead Terrace is the same street that Houston Kiltmakers is on.
Houston. I know Townhead Terrace.
Oh yeah, that's how I've seen it in a sign. Yeah.
Oh, Houston? What?
I did a drone survey in Townhead Terrace.
But those are quite old flats as well.
Did
So
you,
we'll
did you catch
definitely-
anything on your footage? Anything spooky?
Well, I just gave the footage to the client.
Oh, okay.
I was checking for leaks and damp and problems on high up. So
But not checking for ghosts.
no, I would love to have checked for ghosts.
Mm.
A thermal imaging camera.
Oh. Probably get an app. Did you get an app?
Yeah, but the app's probably just a lie.
Yeah. I
Download
wouldn't
this app and you will see ghosts.
Exactly. I don't imagine that could be accurate. It's not like it's got the sensors for heating. So, how are you? What do you think of the logistics of filming the Tuesday?
I don't know.
So there'll be.
We need to speak to the people to find out exactly what we're doing. So
But also, if you need me to take stuff in my car, I could take stuff tonight
So
or tomorrow or
yeah.
whatever.
So I thought maybe I don't know if you saw my message. It'd be a good idea that we have a wee run through tomorrow night. Have a wee play around and see the logistics of it in your flat.
yeah, are we podcasting it, or is it just
It's just to tick the boxes that we know it all works.
I mean,
Well, it might not work in the night if there's supernatural
realistically, we can do this
activity
with
interfering
radio
with
mics.
it.
Yeah, because Yvonne and David are so we've got a setup for 4. So how long does the battery last for radio mics? Infinite.
Hours.
Okay. So you think?
Are we going to be sitting down at a table and talking as
So
well?
I think we'll start. Well, we'll see what their setup is and how they work their investigation. But I would like to have a wee chat with them and how they became, how long they've been doing it, all that stuff. And they've got about 4,000 followers, so they've been doing it for quite some time. And just get an understanding of them, and then ask them, what's going to happen, how we're going to do it, and then take it from there, type thing.
Okay.
There's. What do you think?
We'll figure it out. We'll have a discussion.
Yeah.
A discussion.
We'll have
a discussion
offline,
after this
offline.
podcast.
Okay,
Yes.
on the scale of 1 to 10,
And that I am Bruce, still not soaked in.
that's mental. That's haunted.
Look,
Haunted globule of iron brew.
we have a globule.
globule.
We have a globule of iron brew that's refusing to absorb into the
Some
tablecloth.
of the things I was just wanting to talk about was some things that have been on in Paisley this
Oh, yes.
past kind of week or
Yes,
so.
still
So
look
and
dead, or
sadly,
they've sweated it off.
it never
Still look even.
never made it to the opera. There was Paisley Opera had on a production. Is it Faust? Is that how you say it?
Faust, yes.
Faust.
Yes.
I've
I've heard them rehearsing, they're brilliant.
Yeah, it was on 2 nights, so it was on the 6th and it was on the 9th, and I know it was advertised and they were really promoting it, and apparently I think it was a huge success and it was fantastic.
Amazing.
So well done to Paisley Opera
Yep,
for
yeah.
doing that, and hopefully next time something comes, I'll be able to
Yeah.
go. But I think it was kind of.
We spoke about
Understanding was
going to
it was sang in like Scottish, and it
Yeah.
was like bringing it to the people of Paisley, if you like, so
yeah.
so that it was more relatable and more
Did we speak about a
understandable.
video last episode that they done? So the
Yes.
I don't know what member he done, but he done this really relatable one too.
I watched
Yeah.
it, but it's as if the
Yeah.
what was it? Oh, what did they call it? Written by the
But it was kind of relating to teenagers.
what was it
okay,
called?
okay.
It the Generation X,
X,
or whatever.
yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
So using banging and all that.
Aye,
the
it's
local-
banging tunes. No.
Yeah.
But no, if
well,
anybody,
well up, bruv, happy good times and
Yeah.
but no, if anybody went to it, then I'm jealous because I really wanted to go. And then the other thing I went to was the ballet was on at Paisley Town Hall, so
Oh,
it was
lovely.
Swan Lake.
Swan Lake.
I've not been, I've not been to the ballet since
Sarah would have liked that. She
I
loved
was
it.
younger.
it's all happening in Paisley, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's quite
Opera. I've never known opera. I mean,
opera and ballet. So
Rachel and I
that's-
talk about going to that just so that we could at least report back on it.
Yeah,
and see what
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
No.
but we never.
Where was the invite?
next time. Next time. And then we were at the Threadmill Museum on Saturday. So
Shaun
another.
of the Dead.
All about.
Like, shh, shh, stop it. Let me talk. Shh.
Right.
Please mute
Have
me.
you done?
Hold on.
No, I don't.
There we go, Rachel. The other mics are picking them up, unfortunately.
So
I will not be contained.
Okay, I'm done.
So you should really go to the Threadmill Museum for a tour if you've not been.
Yes.
It's so interesting. You find out so much that you never knew. I've been
Fabulous people as well.
a couple of times now, and every time I go, I find out something different. And there was different volunteers on this time than there was last time, so they all have different stories to tell and so much knowledge to share. And I know that you had been talking recently about Coatsland.
Yes.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah, so that was mentioned during the.
Oh, did they? Yes.
Yeah, yes, that was mentioned there, and it's just fascinating. So there's so much to see, there's so much to do, and as I said, you'll get to hear all the stories. And can't thank the volunteers that were there enough. So there was Norma, there was Clark, there was Francis, there was Mary, and a lovely lady called Maureen as well.
Amazing.
So
We got a wee meeting with them soon.
yes, the 16th.
Have you been to the Threadmill Museum, Gavin?
Yeah. Mother. I think one might have squeezed past it.
What,
I think we just broke the seal on the first swear word in the podcast.
have you been?
No.
Shame on
Well, shame on you, exactly. So
I wanted to go and you said no.
I've never said no. Did I say no? Did I say it was full? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in regards to Coatsland, 2 Coates members, Andrew Coates and I can't remember the other guy, paid for helping towards the expedition of
Yes.
Antarctica.
Yes.
And as a result, they don't own the land, but there's a bit of Antarctica named
Coatsland.
after the Coates. The Coates
Yeah.
absolutely everywhere. Look, so people of Paisley have a bit in Antarctica. How mad. So the individual that told me that is Keith McKenzie. Keith is joining the team. Keith will be joining the team to talk about international reach of Coates. He's very knowledgeable. We're going to Spain and Ecuador, and we've got a list of... there's actually places around the world that have copy and paste Paisleys. Like lacrosse.
Really?
Yeah. In the middle of Spain. And it looks really out of
So
place.
what? It's like Twin Town with Paisley, that kind of thing. Right?
So that they're Coates towns.
Well, they actually look like...
Yeah. So we're just now we're so he's doing a couple of things. We got a meeting with Visit Scotland. He's coming. Keith will potentially be our comms manager.
We'll need to get some names of these places so it can...
I got some.
What's the name? What do you do in Google again? Street View?
But he's
Take the podcast
that's,
there?
That's the way
A
to do
holiday?
it. Well, that's also a plan. Well, that's how to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I like the sound of that, yes.
So, but yeah, he's going to be doing a tour of some kind and a talk of some kind on all these places. So we're currently getting information. But Street View is the answer because we were trying to contact people for their heritage libraries to get information, and well, that's the answer is the Street View. Thank you.
Good
So
idea.
he's a legendary individual. McDougall Brothers, the bookshop,
Yes.
is his grandfather's. His grandfather's related to it. He has a story about it. I'll let him tell it because I'll just butcher it. But he's a brilliant individual.
But
and
that was
very-
an amazing shop, McDougall Brothers. I still love that
Yeah.
shop.
I remember that.
And all the schools used to do competitions, and you had vouchers to go into McDougall Brothers to claim your prize.
Yeah, that's...
So he'll be coming on the podcast soon. We're almost having Brian coming on talking about the Glen Cinema and Tannehill individual Fred
Freeman.
Yeah,
I need to get back to
yes.
Fred. actually.
He's a Robert Tannehill expert.
Quite
So
a
lots
few
of things in
guests
the
lined
works.
up, really,
Yeah,
haven't
lots of. Yeah, it's mental. The amount of people we're surrounding ourselves. It's very exciting.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think we'll be able to take a wee minute just to mention the charity. So, very, very excited with. So, the idea is that all the tours that have visitors' interest will then be a tour via the company. But there is a lot of tours that we do that probably have no interest to visitors, like the Rocket Society or the trams. So they'll be branches from the charity. So we have Robert Law, Gail Pollock, Richard Vassey, and Liz Gardner, and myself. It's 5 of us. It's an A-team. It really is. I'm very honoured to. Obviously, Richard is the expert in the mill. Liz Gardner has over 20 years' experience running charities. Gail is the Witches individual in the Witches charity, and Robert's a fountain of knowledge as well. There's maybe 2 other people who may or may not join, but that's the 5 of us just now. So that will be launched pretty soon because we have a student working. I know we have whatever.
Student.
We have an individual in higher education. I'm not fixing it.
Student.
So she's working on creating the website, which will be tourscotland.co.uk, and then the charity website that will be paisleyheritage.org.uk. So it's all moving forward, gargantuan pace as per normal.
What word did you use?
Gargantuan,
Globule.
globuled.
Those big words today.
I like
Try
globule.
enunciate.
I'm still fascinated with this globule of iron brew.
And do we have any other news?
I don't think. I think
me and Craig are away to Fox and the Hounds to do our trailer
Oh, that's
for the whiskey.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, we're doing
Friday,
a trailer for the
will
whiskey.
you remember? Because
7.
I'm not here, but will you remember?
Yeah.
I usually rely on Rachel to send me a text saying,
yeah.
you're going
Yeah,
this
I'll-
place.
Oh,
Have you got it on your list?
yeah. Well, remember, oh, my glasses aren't on. Because I've realised now that I got long.
Poked his eye out.
I realised that.
I do that when I'm in my contacts.
Because
I don't push them.
that's what happens. Because and the problem I told you I get ticks, so I do the hair as well. So I'll do the hair, the glasses, and do the other side, and I'm just a collection of ticks now. But I don't have my glasses on to brush them up. But yeah, I've sort of because I want to have a wee whiskey at the whiskey tasting. Because you need somebody to do. May as well be me.
You're just there to film. You're not there to try the whiskey.
Well, he's there to film. I'm there direct.
Oh, okay.
I'm there to film. He's there just to hover about and
So
taste whiskey.
well, I got a couple of ideas of the kind of shots I want. I would like an idea of I had thought maybe like a glass of with whiskey in it, but they might not pour it. So maybe a bottle, and then enough space at the side that we could add text that will then.
Do you know what I would like to do?
Uh-huh.
I'd like to put a glass down,
Uh-huh.
put some whiskey in the glass,
Uh-huh.
get some lights at either side to make it look sparkly,
Yes.
drop some ice in it from a height, and while doing that, shoot high-speed camera, and then get a nice shot with the whiskey splashing up the ice.
Yes. That's so basically it's a trailer. So we'll be launching the whiskey tours.
Just to do photography for restaurants.
Oh, did
Can
you?
tell?
Yeah. There's nothing you've not done, Craig. Really, it's
Well, I've
rather
already
impressive.
bored
Craig done,
Racheless shit. Well,
Yeah, so
Craig done makeup as well. He done
No, I didn't.
face paint. He's done a wee bit.
no, my
Talked about the wax.
my person I used to live
But-
with
but you could
was
do
a
it.
did makeup special effects makeup.
you have
so
knowledge in it.
You learn these things, yes.
So that'd be good for the horror movie.
and I've seen some shots of some broccoli and some tomatoes. That
Yeah, they were lovely, Rachel. You were sleeping at the time, right enough, but that's fine.
But yeah, so that's basically the trailer that'll be for the whiskey tasting experience.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
good.
quite nice to get back into these kind of things. I've been away from that for a while.
It's
So.
quite enjoyable making a wee video. It's good to be creative, isn't it?
Yes.
And the day doing it and then seeing it all happen and seeing it all come together.
I'm now thinking about that with the ice in, and then are you going to slow mo it? Oh, so that'll.
I have to let
No,
us.
I'm going to. No, I'll.
We might need to use Apple just because the whiskies they use are quite
Yeah,
expensive.
they won't let you use. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't see. I remember doing a burger,
Uh-huh.
and it was freezing cold and minging, and it was held together with like glue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Picks inside,
Yeah.
and you'd spray it with water or whatever to make it
Make
look
it
good.
look-
Or instead of using cream, you'd use shaving foam.
Yeah.
If you were doing a dessert and things like that, there's so many
Yeah.
tricks to food photography.
And like Coca-Cola is actually wax.
Most of the food
feeds into
photography
water.
you see is a complete lie.
Yeah. So we'll need to figure it out. So that's I'll be there for 6 on Friday.
Yep. I'll have a car. I'll get a loan of a car, so we'll be sorted.
Okay.
I'll get an itch. Leave it.
You need to scratch it, you'll scratch your paint off.
Oh, good. That's not Viking.
But no, I was thinking of a still shot. It would be good for a picture.
Okay.
So like a promotional picture. So the camera would fire off at high frames to take photographs so that it'll
Okay.
maybe do like 30 frames in a second.
Yeah.
And it fires really fast, and then
Yeah.
we can pick the shot that looks good where you catch it
How
all
many frames
splashed.
per second?
Yes.
That camera
sounds
can
good.
shoot 30 frames per second in photos. The same speed as video, which is mental.
You mean like? I mean,
30 photographs in a second.
in a second, right? What's it normally? That's what normally it's 24.
No, yeah, you're thinking of video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
I'm
yes.
talking about photographic ability.
Oh.
I can shoot 30 still photographs in a second.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So that's
So it's because it's a high-end camera. Video-wise, most films that you see in the cinema are shot at 24p. Right? I don't shoot 24p. I shoot 30p because it works
Yeah.
better for YouTube.
Uh-huh.
It's easier. It just makes life easier. When I do cinematic stuff, it's 24p. So if I was doing the cinematic drone shots,
Yay!
it's all done in 20. It's all done in 24 frames per second.
Right. Yeah.
The important thing is the 180 rule. So you must have double the frame rate to get it right. So my camera currently shooting at 30 frames per second just now, but the shutter speed is 1/60th, double the frame rate. These are the things that stop all these weird artifacts that you
Yes.
see when panning. Anyway, you don't want to know all the
Yeah.
technical
I
crap.
always filmed in. I told you I always filmed in 60,
I
just in case I wanted to slow it down.
I film in 60 if I need to slow something down.
I
When I'm
always-
on my bike, it's
I
always
just film
in 60.
everything.
Yeah.
I just always film everything at a higher frame rate, just in case I want to slow it down and I'm not. That's what I do.
Well, there's no point in filming a podcast at 60.
No.
But if I was out
Unless you
filming
sneeze.
if I was out filming in the street they potentially film at 60.
That was just rule of thumb when I'd ever... Because as an example, one of the gaming events in the SECC resonates. I had my team there and blah, 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 and we were doing blah, 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 and we were interviewing the guy that launched it, and I sneezed, and he says, do that in slow-mo, and I could, because
Anything I've done in the past has all been storyboarded, so we knew what bits needed to be shot at a higher frame rate. So
I'm just guerrilla. GoPro, my poor GoPro. Other GoPros are extreme sports, attached to Hawks.
They do a great job. Our first podcast that we did in here, remember, was shot on an Insta360 Ace Pro. Don't get me wrong, that's a very, very high-end action camera, but that was what was filming the three of us together.
So you thinking of cracking that out for Tuesday?
No.
For the POV?
No.
Okay.
The POV will be done in that.
Okay.
Think of dark space, lack of light. What's the big thing you need in a camera? Big sensor.
Okay, yeah.
Full frame sensor. It's all the difference.
You've been freaking out. So, yeah, you can't run away easily because you can't actually stand up, so don't think you can...
GoPros and stuff like that.
Instinctually decide.
And how many stairs is it down?
So it's actually at the bar.
Yes.
The bar, and you need to go down backwards, so it's like pure old school...
Because I've seen them open it. I've seen them open it and shutting it.
So don't at any point think, I'm legging out here and just stand up because you'll smack your head. You can't actually stand, so
I
was thinking of bringing my sister along as well to hold a boom mic.
Oh, yes.
So that keeps us free. So
there's been a couple of people...
ambience as well.
As far as I was aware, so there's another person that's coming along with the Ghost People. Mm-hmm. My wife wanted to come along as well, so there's...
quite a few of us.
She actually mentioned if it was going to be in the coats, we could have sold tickets. It's a good idea. But we can't in there.
Does the ghost ever come up the stairs into the bar, or is it just...
So there is evidence of stuff happening there, but I don't know the whole backstory yet.
Okay.
But it's all usually, there's apparently two entities in the cellar. It's very creepy. And as I said, there's a room nobody goes in, and that's the room we're going in.
Oh, I've just had a
thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've just had
Look
a wee
painful.
thing you tell me that Gavin and I have to go to the pub after this.
Oh.
Did you hear that as well?
I did. From the Beyond. Go to
The
the
Abbey Bar on Nun Street.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yes.
Jeez, oh, from the Beyond. Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
Coming with us. Poor Harry. Been
I
neglected
think
all-
we should go in the way we're dressed right now.
Harry is like, pints? Oh yeah.
Right.
So Christmas, my kids want to come on.
Oh.
I know they're being like, Daddy, can I come on? I was like,
That'd
no.
be cute.
So I think we'd be a good one to bring them on for
Can
Christmas.
I bring my dogs on?
Yes. Well, I'll bring my.
You bring your dogs on.
Did I tell you about the
Let's get
thing?
the dogs. Let's get everyone on.
Did I tell you about the thing that my 14-year-old when she came to me and said that Santa's not real? What I said to her. So she said to me, Santa's not real, and I said, wait a minute. Are you telling me that we raise kids to not lie? And you telling me every parent in the world is lying to their kids once a year? All these movies, all these songs, all these decorations for a lie?
Take the table. Right, 3.
So I hoped that she then come in and was an evangelist for Santa's not real. Like, no, they don't lie to us. Why would they lie to us when they tell us not to lie? Obviously, Santa is real. Don't let him to tell you otherwise. There's magic in the world. Just in case there's young.
So you said it's Christmas. They want to come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I like that.
There is our globule.
Send that
You'll leave that in
send
the
that to
video.
bars for their next promotion.
This is what Iron Brew looks like on a apparently
looks like
100% waterproof, liquid-proof tablecloth.
It looks like what do you call it? A vitamin pill sort of tablet thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is it cod liver oil?
Cod liver oil, yeah.
It does actually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So probably in November we'll just jam pack full of guests. I can't think of any other event we need to do for November.
No, there's a lot of guests coming in November though, isn't there?
Yeah, well, there's a long list. My neighbour, guy down the street, binman, and I've ever said, yeah, see you in the podcast, see you in the podcast.
Yeah, we both-
I've said to some people
Yeah,
as well, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
But then, what about our Christmas show? What do you think?
We need to get some Christmas steaming in the pads.
Dun 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 dun.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Oh, no, no.
Actually, for the Christmas show, we're not. What?
Sorry.
For the Christmas show, we're not going to have a jingle.
Oh,
I think I'm going to play the keyboards and Rachel's going to sing a song.
No.
yes. Do we do it live?
Yes,
Is that our first live show?
yes. I think.
He's just saying yes.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
So you heard it here. Our first live show is going to be our Christmas show.
Yeah.
Will that be the kind of, because we can't keep on doing podcasts through Christmas, so there needs to be a point where you draw a line in the sand and say, right, we're going to
I think we should do a live show. We'll stream it live, and Rachel can sing the opening song.
Oh, I'm not singing.
Yes, do like you are. You just did. You did.
I just sang a line from a song.
But it sounded good.
Yeah, we could have beverages.
Comments, people, please let us know. Do we want Rachel to
No.
sing
We could have fermented
the
fruit.
opening song?
We should have
For
it's
the Christmas episode.
It's Christmas. We need some.
All I want for Christmas is you. That's what I want to sing.
Oh,
I've just made up my
thanks.
mind.
Oh, that's-
no, like
Oh, sorry, you
no.
want to sing a song?
Um,
I thought she was.
And I'll have a sheep, like a ewe, so to make it a bit more entertaining.
Right, okay.
And
But you're going to sing it?
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
I'll sing it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
get that.
happening.
No, I can't get that high. No.
Oh, you don't drink either. You do drink, but not drink a lot.
Oh, I don't really drink.
I
No.
think when we do the Christmas episode, we'll need to have a beer here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need fermented stuff.
Because I just walk home anyway. No fermented stuff.
I'll get the wheelbarrow. Yeah, fermented hops. You know, then
Can I just have a
I
beer?
just have
that's fermented.
some cocktails.
No, I
That's
but-
fermented hops.
No, lager.
Cocktails.
sorry.
Yeast and hops
Lager.
and fermentation process stuff. Anyway, so and then but what we
We can
could
do a Reverend I Am Jolly.
we,
Hello.
We'll start off dead happy and by the end we'll go, oh, no, I'll tell you this.
so we could do a New Year's episode prior to New Year and have it go out in New Year. Let's film it and we'll do our own 12. Let's say Happy New Year.
Why don't we just turn this whole building into a big party and we'll do a New Year podcast?
How many
from here?
floors? 2.
Well, can he? No, we could use the
That's
whole
twice
wall.
he said that. He wants to
Use
do
the
that.
whole wall. What?
You said it last time about a
You
party.
did. You did.
I can't remember what the reason was for that time, but you said it before.
I've,
They're not
I've, had,
Christmas.
I've had parties in here.
Oh,
Upstairs.
really?
Aye,
Oh,
we had with the DJ stuff, we've got the music, we've got everything going, we've got loud
So
music.
we'll have
We'll
a.
put the podcast stuff out in the foyer there,
Yeah.
we'll open it all up and we'll get drinks and we'll have people. and
So
We'll have
we'll have 2 Christmas. So we'll have.
Are we going to have a New Year party here?
Oh, maybe that's what we'll do then.
That's what I was meaning. Hogmanay party
Okay.
live.
Okay. Yeah. Yay! There's no evidence of it. That's it. So yeah. So we'll have a
Rachel,
nice wee.
would
Yeah.
you be up for that?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I've got. I'm up for it.
Yeah, no, that's
Gavin,
happening.
bring
No,
the-
I wouldn't say no. I'll get a hat for him.
We'll open it. We'll use this room. We'll clear away the keyboards. We'll have some music on. We'll have lighting. I've got.
Oh, can we get a band?
You know you're pushing it. Well, I'm a band.
I know. Yeah,
A
but
one-man band.
so you wanna enjoy yourself. You don't
Yeah,
wanna
but
be
I'll
stuck
play
behind the
music
keys
as
all
well.
day.
I'll play music as well. We'll have singing.
I want you to be a one-man band and the harmonica and the drum.
Just think about it.
Don't need to. That keyboard does it all.
Just think there is viewers, so if I had a band, it could benefit the band by getting them out there. So
Nah,
it's-
there's
I-
not enough room for that.
Okay. I had to find out what the line was.
Unless we start opening up the
Can we
backyard.
get balloons?
Yes.
Can we get someone that makes them into animals?
Ooh. Well,
Is
What's
that
a
too,
smint-
is
what's
that
a s-
too far?
What's this minty animal?
Sminty, it's lime green in it.
Sminty animals. What's
Is that peppermint or spearmint?
Can I get somebody sminty animals?
I don't know, can I get someone in to make balloon animals?
But it came across as sminty animals.
So we're doing drinks and
Balloons.
No, drinks and singing for the Christmas one, and we could get each other gifts and open them.
Ugh, no.
No,
Okay.
you're not getting it.
Again, I need to find a line.
I'll get you. A gift.
Always need to find a line.
Yeah, I'll get you a gift, Gavin.
There we go. Please.
I'm not getting you a gift.
Please, sir, can I have it?
You get us.
Rachel's too.
Yeah.
You're going to get busy with 3 ghosts.
But I think the Hogmanay thing could be a good laugh.
Yeah. So and then
I don't really celebrate Hogmanay normally at home, so it'd be
No
nice to
doubt.
come down here
I
before
think that'd be banging.
with people.
Well,
that
but the
I want
thing is, it
be
needs to
with.
be a week before though. That's the hurdle.
Why?
Just to get it in time for the edited.
Is it not going to be live?
Oh, is that one live as well? But they said the Christmas one was live, and instead of Hogmanay. Okay.
Hogmanay cannot be pre-recorded. We need to do it live. It's got to be in the moment.
Okay. I might need to zoom away to the home with the wife, ching, and then come back.
Is she not going to be
Yeah,
here?
we'll need,
then with the
yeah, we'll need
kids.
to pre-record it.
Then who's looking after the kids as well? So we'll figure out the logistics, but definitely
Put some flip it.
soundproof room
Beds
upstairs.
upstairs somewhere. No, I get that. There is a logistical thing that we need to overcome, but I
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
idea.
we could
Okay,
film on
that's set in
Hogmanay,
stone.
but maybe not.
So then next year,
At midnight.
well, we've got the Halloween movie for next October.
Well, that's something we need to work on.
I was still like, obviously the process once we then do the Swan, then we'll know how to go on location a wee bit better, and then we do the live one, then we'll know how to do the live ones. So next year, as events come, we can then hopefully commentate on them, like the food and drink or small shot.
Well, the location's not an issue because I use a boom
Right.
and a field recorder, Tascam field recorder, which picks up beautiful audio. So
Yeah.
if you're doing acting, for doing movies, for example, all I'm doing is walking about with a boom like you would in any other movie that's picking
yeah.
up the audio. And that works a treat.
But even things like, what was it, the Threadmill Museum, like, I don't know whether you'd be able to come, like, when they're doing their wee tours and that, and just film a wee bit of it or something, just to help
Yeah,
them
could
advertise trailers and things like that as well. And
Well, maybe go on location and film them, interview them, and then have the wee POV.
Yeah. Aye.
That'd be something to do. And then we could do the same small shot.
So there's all sorts of options. The world is our oyster, really. We can.
Paisley.
It's just okay. Well, Paisley is our oyster.
Unless we find out the Paisley in Spain and Ecuador.
In which case, I want to visit it and do a podcast from
That's
it.
You know, we could. I'm sure if we have the charity arm, we get some funding for that. So also with the charity, I would like to clean up memorials and stuff like that. We could get the community involved and stuff.
That
so
would be good.
loads and loads of interesting things. And there's pockets of I know Small Shot have loads of pictures and stuff that need digitised. They got loads of amazing slides. They've got thousands of slides. We could digitise them. So there's loads and loads of amazing things we could do with the charity arm.
Good.
So I'm very, very excited about that.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
that
going
sounds
to, within the next couple of weeks, spend a day going out photographing Paisley.
For the for the calendar.
I was just going to say for the website, and anybody's
well,
welcome.
and for
Anyone
the-
is welcome to use the pictures that I
Yes.
take,
And for the calendar.
because
Well, I've got about 10, so I'll probably need about 2.
Yeah.
So we'll do 2 calendars. So
what we'll do is we'll keep some special ones for the calendar, and when I share all the other ones in Paisley Heritage or whatever, if any other group wishes to use them, then they can use them.
yes, because we are all about inclusion.
Yes.
We are not.
I don't care who shares my pictures.
Yeah.
Got pictures all over the internet. I don't care. So, if it's stuff I'm selling, then that's different. But if I'm taking a picture of Paisley Abbey or
Yeah.
something, and it's a nice picture, and somebody wants to use it, then they can use it.
exactly. No, that's good.
So I want to spend a day getting fresh pictures, stuff that's not already out there. We're going to spend a day getting all these pictures done.
Photo shoot.
Sounds good.
So Rachel, I think we were going to go out and do some night shots, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to spend a night, I think. I can't remember when.
I
But
don't think we've set a date. But
we're going to go out one night and try and get some night shots of all
Some PR
buildings.
from photo shoots of the team as well. Remember we had, at one point
Yes.
we had said about that.
Yeah.
We got the meeting on the 4th. I'll
Yes.
definitely not remember forget the 4th since I said the 3rd.
yeah, I'm
Obviously,
not sure everybody can make
Well,
it.
what
but I
time
think,
is the meeting in the 4th?
3 p.m. because you saw what I done. I'll put the time as the date.
4 p.m.
No, it's on the 3rd.
Yeah.
It's on the 4th.
It's on the 3rd at 4
Oh.
p.m.
Right,
Did you see
You
what I
said
did?
it was on the 4th.
at 3 p.m.
It's
right,
on
because
the-
I'll be at the Beatson on the Monday the 4th.
Yeah, it's Sunday the 3rd because
Right.
I've got the murder
Third.
mystery thing in the
Uh-huh,
afternoon
at
at
4
Bake
p.m.
Free, and then I was thinking I could go to the last post from there.
Right, okay.
Well, is that us?
Yes,
I think so.
Episode 6. Wow, is that a month and a half?
and we've made it.
Is this definitely, it gets a bit confusing when they're... Yes, but definitely look forward to next episode. It couldn't be any more. It's going to be big. It's going to be massive. We're going to be possessed. It's going to be the end of us. The
Don't say
last
that.
known whereabouts.
Can you imagine Gavin possessed? I
Do I have to look dead?
hope it's by somebody calm.
The bowels of the swan.
Do I have to look dead again? For
I don't
this
think they
one
would want to
episode?
possess me. I'm like, I don't like that head. That's too busy in a little space for me.
No.
Do you know my wife said that? Don't bring home a ghost. We're not going to get a Ouija board out. Do
No.
you know apparently that was more popular than Monopoly at one
Do
point?
you know what? I might not be a super believer, but I would not touch a Ouija board.
No, I don't think I would either, actually.
I don't mess with things I don't understand.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, you're just asking for trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't not believe in these things,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want to push the boundaries.
There is an unknown.
And find
There is
out.
definitely stuff about it, but there's just not enough evidence or enough. There's a couple of YouTubers that I watch, and they go to the most haunted of places. Josh and I can't remember his surname, and nothing's ever happened to them.
Yeah.
They like going to the scariest things you could think of, the Conjuring House, and
I love
Amityville
watching
Horror.
Urban Explorers as well. These are great things. You
Yeah.
just don't know what you're going to find. But
No, imagine there's bears in Britain. You know, imagine there's a country you're just going up the braes and you find a bear. It's mental. we get the midgie and that's it. The solitary midgie.
the midge. There's a horror movie been made about the midges.
Oh, is there?
Well, is it like the birds, but it's the midget?
There is. Google it.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, it's definitely there. You're just a mutated midgie that's then got some nastiness in it, like
Some
a
poor
mosquito.
guy getting eaten alive in Glencoe with midges.
Or too many midges. Oh, okay.
I'm trying to
Well,
find
they-
a podcast that I sometimes... Uncanny. Has anyone ever heard of Uncanny?
Oh, no.
No, so it's a podcast. I think he did something in the TV as well, because I think I found it on the iPlayer. But yeah, he does podcasts, and it's about
Well, like a Wookiee.
super. I know we've got to go, but there's a street in Liverpool that's quite famous for a, what do you call it, like a time lapse thing. And you go into a shop, and then the shop turns into a shop from the, I don't know if it's the 50s or 60s, but it's quite. Of course, I can't remember the name of it. But
Like a sort of time rip.
LEDs in the wall, or how does it change?
I don't know. So it was they managed to find one. So there had been reported that this had happened and it was a man and a woman, and they managed to track down the woman. The woman came forward, and she was like, "Yeah, I was the woman that he was referring to, and I was there."
Oh, wow.
And they were both from like say this happened in the 80s. They were both from the 80s, and they were there. And then the guy looked round to her, and he was like, "What's just happened?" And then she was like, "I don't know." And then they came back to like the present day, but it was like, yeah, it just changes to. But as some, I just think it's really weird. I wonder if there's other streets and places that have that. Anyway, so it's really, if you're into that kind of thing, it's called Uncanny, and there's a podcast, and I think, as I said, I believe it's on the BBC iPlayer as well as a show. So, but he talks about supernatural things and all these kind of weird things. Anyway,
I quite like all that. I do like listening to it.
yeah,
It's paranormal. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bigfoot, the spontaneous fume combustion.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Just bang.
I know, just your shoes.
And the wick effect.
Just your shoes are left. I know.
Yeah. So I mean, there is logistic medical reasons why that would happen.
Yeah.
And then the body's fat, but the wick effect would keep it kindled, and then you just be at shoes, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to mention about time lapses. So that when there's two ways of doing time lapses. I do the time lapses, I film it, and then I squeeze it all together in editing. But there's another version that you take pictures every whatever the interval is.
Yes, the camera. It depends. I mean, if you're doing it in a mobile phone or a GoPro or something like that,
Yeah,
they have settings for time lapse. But the likes of that camera, the big camera, will do it with multiple pictures,
So
and then it stitches them together.
We're gonna ghost sign us off, or I wonder, you want to try and do the jingle ghost version?
Anyway,
That's us, ladies and gentlemen. Look forward to next week's
you.
episode.
well, from me, from Rachel,
If
from
you're still
Gavin,
here, you've still hung on to the end.
from the audio.
So were we being filmed there? I thought it was just us having a chat. I forgot. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.